The Chiefs and the Chargers kick off their season on Friday in Brazil. Let's talk about it. I'm Rob Stats Guerrero from the Pro Football Insiders. Right away, we get one of the best matchups of the entire NFL season. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. The names go on, but it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, they got to the Super Bowl last year, but let's be honest, they got their butts kicked by the Philadelphia Eagles in that game. Do they suffer the dreaded Super Bowl hangover? It is not easy to come back after losing a Super Bowl and play the next season. It takes a lot out of you. You play for a long time. Your offseason is shorter. You might not be the same team the next year. And take this for what it's worth, but after the Chiefs lost to Tom Brady's Buccaneers in 2020, they did not get back to the Super Bowl in 2021. Remember, they lost to Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Now, that's nothing to sneeze at, right? That's a great season to get to the AFC Championship game, but it isn't quite up to the level that Kansas City has played up to in this dynasty that they have had. So that's worth pointing out. Also worth pointing out, Patrick Mahomes has looked pretty good this preseason. He has said he wants to be more aggressive this season. He's felt like the Chiefs got too conservative because of how defenses started playing Mahomes, and they didn't take enough deep shots down the field. Well, they're going to do that more this season, and that should instill fear in every defensive coordinator because we know Patrick Mahomes can sling it. Now, he won't have Rashee Rice for the first 6 weeks of the season, so we'll see if that sort of slows down the offense in the early going. And the other thing, of course, you have to keep your eye on is Travis Kelce. There is no way around it. He did not have a Kelce season last year. His fewest yards since he was in his 20s, quite frankly. Only 3 touchdowns all year, which is probably my fault since I drafted him on my fantasy team, but I digress. Can Kelce bounce back in what is probably going to be his final season? Does he get the Taylor Swift engagement boost? I have no idea. I don't even know if that's a thing, but if it is, let's face it, he'll probably get it. We know Andy Reid will be creative when he comes up with ways to get him the ball. So we'll see if Travis Kelce can bounce back. I think Isaiah Pacheco will look better this season than he looked last season. You know, he wasn't quite himself either. So we'll see what Kansas City's offense is. You know, Spagnuolo's defense is going to bring it. For the Chargers on the other side, I'm fascinated to see what they look like. We know Jim Harbaugh can take teams and get them good really, really quickly. This is year 2 in the Harbaugh system. How does that help Justin Herbert, who didn't throw a lot of interceptions last year, but let's face it, he didn't throw a lot of touchdowns either. And this team is going to need Justin Herbert to step up, particularly in the fourth quarter. If you look at games last year and you take the first 3 quarters only, the Chargers would have the second best record in the league. The problem was in the fourth quarter, they got outplayed. Justin Herbert particularly was not up to his best. If you look at just in the fourth quarter last season, Justin Herbert, 25th in accuracy, 25th in success rate, 17th in yards per attempt, and 17th in EPA per pass. He's better than that. He needs to play better than that, and hopefully he can. Now, Chargers dealing with the loss of their last tackle, Rashawn Slater. Of course, that's a devastating injury, but I do like some of the pieces they've brought in. Obviously, they brought Keenan Allen back. Hopefully he can, rekindle some of that old magic he had with Justin Herbert. But they need to be better in the fourth quarter, and they need to be better in close games. In fact, Justin Herbert is 0-7 in his last 7 games decided by a field goal. The NFL is set up so that games decide by a field goal, right? They want as close a game as possible. Roger Goodell was once asked who he roots for. He said, whatever team is losing, right? They want close games. Can the Chargers get over the hump? Now, they were a playoff team, but if they had closed out some of those games in the fourth quarter, they would have been much higher than the 5th seed in the AFC. And we will see if they can do it this year, beginning with Kansas City. And remember, even though the Chargers were 0-2 against the Chiefs last year, they lost both of those games by a combined 9 points. So they were close. Will they be close this year? Well, I'm like all of you. I will be sitting and watching on Friday night, and I can't wait to see it.